What's up everybody, this is Nastik, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can make your beats more interesting so that the listener do not lose his interest in your beats. So hip-hop beats are basically simple in terms of melody so that the artist can get room to rap or sing over it, but there are certain things that you can do to make your beats interesting without overcomplicating the melodies and stuff like that. So that is what I will be just showing you in this video, and I upload these videos every week, so I will appreciate if you can just subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so that you are notified next time when I upload. So let's just get into it and see what we can do. So I'll just grab a preset real quick. Let's just go with this preset. I don't really use these kind of sounds usually, like really synthetic sounds, but let's just go with this for this one. Alright, so I have made the basic melody. So this is the main melody that I made, and I'm sorry, not this one. This is the main melody that I made, and it sounds something like this on its own. And then I made another melody to go on top of this one, so it sounds something like this. And then there's just one bottom one which goes like one octave below the middle one. And then I have assigned them to their own mixer channel, and I have EQ'd it and one halftime effect. So after the halftime effect, it sounds something like that. Alright, so now our basic melody is done. We can build a whole song around it. So I'll just do a little bit more processing on this melody, and then we can move forward. Our processing is also done, so the first thing that I will be doing is I will just bounce this melody to a wave file so that there's not a lot of load on the CPU. Alright, so our melody is ready and it's bounced to a wave file. I have my basic melody done. So now what I can do is I can add more counter melodies. It's not necessary that we're going to use everything that we're making on the final beat, but it's good to have options when you are in the creative process of making the melodies and the drums and everything. If you have like more elements already made, that's going to help you later when you are like arranging the beat. I'll just start adding more elements to it. So we'll just select a different preset. So for now I'll just go with this preset. Maybe we'll change it later, but just to make a simple melody on top of this one, so I'll just go with this preset. Right now I'll just make 2 or maybe 3 more melodies, And now the final thing that I'll be adding is a flute sound. I really love to use flute sound, so let's just go ahead and add a flute sound in it. Alright, so our flute melody is also done. So now let's just get on to the drums, and then we can go ahead and arrange this track. Alright, so our drum pattern is also done, and now let's just go ahead and arrange this track. I'll just rename everything. Alright, so now I have like all the elements of our track on like laid out on the playlist. So now let's just begin and let's start arranging the track. So on the beginning, I'll just remove everything so that this melody can be played. And from on this part, we can start off with the chorus, like with the 16 bar chorus. So on this part, I'll just remove everything, and I'll like keep all the drums and the main melody that we made, and this will go on for 8 bars. Alright, so the key thing in making your beats interesting is that you need to change something after every 4 or 8 bar. So like in this case, since we are making this in double time, it's in 150 bpm, so every 8 bar I will try to like introduce something new, or something new is going to happen to the beat. If you do not have a lot of elements, you can just add effects. Like every 8 bar you can add like a cymbal sound, or like impact or exhaust sound, something like that. So like in this case, in this chorus case, I'm planning to keep the chorus for 16 bars. So like on the second 8 bar, I will just remove the kick and the 808, and let's see what else we can do. Let's see how this works. So I'm just gonna remove the kick and the 808, and I'll introduce this bell sound. Let's see how it sounds. It sounds pretty good. And from here we're gonna transition into the verse. So for that, you can just like shorten these up at the very end. So you can just keep this here, and then it's gonna go to the verse. And on the verse, I'll remove the kick, I'll just leave the 808, and for the first part of the verse, I'll remove everything. Okay, so before we jump into the verse, I don't want to leave the chorus part like this for like the entire second 8 bar. So what I'll do is I'll just introduce kick at the last 4 bars. So this is how it's gonna sound. And here I'll just cut this up. So after the first 8 bars of the verse, I will just remove the 808. On the second 4 bars of the second part of the verse, I'll just like bring in the kick as well. And here I will just give it a little break. And from here I will like introduce the flute with everything else. So this is how it's gonna sound. And from here we can just give a little breakdown or a pre-chorus. So for that, I'll just delete everything. I'll just keep the flute and these two things. So So now in order to make this even more interesting, you can add effects to it. So for this part, I have added this little sweep up effect and this little impact. So this is how it's gonna sound.